started coming out here like a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you from the area before you went to TCU?
I'm from Dallas.
From Dallas. Okay, so you're local.
Yeah.
You live here. I mean, so no big deal to
Yeah.
come over here.
I'm recording now, just so you know, but we're not officially. All right, go ahead.
All right, we're here with Nick Orr, safety from TCU. He's getting ready for his NFL life here at APEC. And Nick, I want to talk to you about something we were talking about off air. Just coming out of high school, what was some of your determining factors to go to TCU versus, we mentioned your brother. Your brother played at UNT. Both of us are UNT guys. What makes your process go to one school over another based on playing time, or what you had going on?
Well, for me, I just felt like TCU. It just was a good place for me, just because it was close to home. I had a couple of people that played at my high school that played at TCU, so I had got good feedback from them, and I just felt like it was the best decision for me.
So help me answer this. What's going on with Coach Patterson where he gets all these DBs that are ridiculous run defenders too, like you?
Yeah.
What's the thought process that he coaches into you where it seems like every TCU defender that I watch, TCU's known for defense, is hyper aggressive, which is awesome. So what's the practice like there?
It's very intense, very physical. He makes sure that everyone, all his skilled players, he wants his skilled players to be physical like his D linemen. Linemen, so that's one thing he prides himself on.
Good, so they focus on tackling, obviously, and not being afraid of helping in the run, and I think that's something you definitely excel at. I really see that you can play basically any position, in the secondary, from a safety point. You can play in the box, you can play deep, you can play man-to-man in a tighter formation. Where do you think that you feel most comfortable, though, at?
I say for me, I probably feel like corner or nickel.
Okay.
That's the two positions I really feel more comfortable at. I was just playing safety just because of team issues. We didn't have another safety that could play, so it was just like I was the best person for that job, and it's a lot of in his defense. It's a lot of responsibility for the safety, so that's why I was playing safety. So.
Okay. And so now that you've come here and there's some good safeties and corners here, how does it feel to get away from actual team facility where you're friends with all these guys that you practiced with for 4 years, and now you come here and they're completely new, and now that you're actually in a competing environment for professional.
Yeah.
So how's that worked out for you?
It worked out good. It feel like it transitioned for me good. I've always been a competitor anyway, so being with new people and competing with new people is nothing to me.
Yeah. And then as far as the NFL process, what's your brother been able to help you out with as far as getting prepared for life and that?
He helped me out a lot. He just been walking me step by step just throughout my whole life. Not just with this process. He done it through college and high school, and just letting me know what you need to do, what's good, what's not good, and the proper steps you need to take to be successful.
Well, Nick, thank you for your time.
All right,
appreciate it, man.
Thank you. All right.
Get out.
No, I got. Yeah,
We're done, man.
Damion Ratley.
Oh, okay.
All right, we like you.
We're waiting for you.
I just put it straight in.
This thing record?
It's recording.
Yeah,
recording?
we're live now, yeah.
Go watch what we say. No, we're good. Okay, here with Damion Ratley from Texas A&M. And before we start talking about actual football, I read a story on you, and I want to make sure this is true. Okay, so you came out of high school, you had a good career in high school, but then you didn't go play, right? And then you went to Blinn and went to school. Tell us the story about, is this true that you were just watching A&M Alabama and decided, I need to go play?
Oh, yeah. So what had happened was I was down in College Station. I was just going to school right out of high school, and there was a big game at College Station, and I was sitting up there on the couch, and I had jokingly just asked a friend, hey, let me have a ticket. And he looked at me like I was some little kid, like, nah, you can't have my, you looked at me bad, and I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna deal with that. And then so I got tired, and I was like, I need to go play. And then as I watched the game, I was like, I could play with them. Don't worry about that. And then I wouldn't play it.
That's good. So I think that the key, the word that we're going to see on any type of scouting report from you is speed. Speed, high-end speed. So I mean, really elite speed. So now that you're here with some fast guys, you know, Kiki's here and Richie's here, how's it been to compete with them on knowing that speed's going to be so important for what you run with those two guys that are fast?
Yeah, no, they ain't.
They're not fast.
They're not that fast.
That's what I was waiting you to tell me.
Yeah,
I was been waiting for you to tell me that you're the fastest guy here.
I am the fastest guy here.
That's exactly what I wanted you to tell me.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I mean, they're all fast. You know, we're all competing every day, and we compete to get better with each other. We all have competitions. I'm actually compete with Nick every day on 40 starts and 10s, you know, and then I'll compete with Richie on anything. You know, we're all competitive, and you know, that's just how we are. And it's fun to be here with a bunch of group of guys and just get to know each other. And we grew so close over the time that we've been here, and it's remarkable. You know, coming in here, I thought, you know, we were just gonna come in, work out, not talk really, and just go home and be by ourselves. But you know, we came in close, and it's like a whole team experience. It's just like going to a locker room with my guys back at A&M.
Okay, so as far as just statistically, if you're looking at stats, your stats are not going to be as high as someone else, but what are your thoughts on, you know, stats don't say everything about a player. Film will show a lot more. Just because you didn't have the ball thrown to you 140 times that another receiver might have had, the opportunity that wasn't there for you to have the big stats. But what's your thoughts on that?
I don't even know if there was a 1,000-yard receiver in SEC this year. So, you know, the level of competition in SEC is a lot different from the level of competition in Big 12. The defenses and the you know, SEC, you know, defenses, that's a big difference. And I believe, you know, that don't play a role in none of that. And my coaches, I did everything that I could do to help my team win. And I didn't want, you know, if it wasn't my turn to get the ball to help this team win, then it wasn't my turn. And my coaches did a great job and distributing it in, you know, around when Kirk was getting doubled, you know, anything like that. And my coaches were great. And that's just how it was. That's just how it is.
So when we laser these 40s later, what are we going to run?
Let's see. Hopefully I get, my dream is 4.2.
4.2?
My reality is probably 4.35, 4.36.
Well, you saw what happened with John Ross last year. I mean, you saw he runs this ridiculous 40, and not that he wasn't a good player, but his value was skyrocketed off of one run. Do you think that we should put that much emphasis into 140-yard dash?
I mean, it's big to run fast 40. He had a great season. I mean, it wasn't just he was a good player at Washington. So you know, just because he ran the 40 didn't put him into the first round. I mean, the 40 boosted him a lot, but I mean, he was a great player at Washington, and you know, it's a 40. And it can make you a lot of money off 1/10 of a second. So it's big.
Well, and to be fair to you, you know, production, like we were saying, is not that big a deal. But your yards per catch was something ridiculous, like 23.
Yeah. It was,
and when you watch a film, you can tell off the bat that you're explosive right off the line. Will somebody label you as a one-trick pony, or what are the other skills that you know that you have?
No, I got, you know, I can run a short route. I ran plenty of digs. I ran a big dig against A&M. I'm good when it's time is needed. Third down, fourth down, whenever we need a big catch in the game, you know, go to me because I'm ready for it. I want it. And that's just how it is. That's just the way I am. And I don't know. You can't label. I'm not going to label myself as a deep threat. You know, that's it. You know, I can go deep and be a threat, but that's just not all I am. I can do everything else, from blocking to getting off the line to doing anything that I need to do to win.
Well, this is Damion Ratley. Well, thank you for your time. This is a very confident man, and I like the confidence a lot. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
This is Rich. Richie
Okay.
Richie James.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, it's Richie James, man. Oh, this is a little comfortable seat.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So I'm a North Texas alum and I'm following football pretty closely. So
He's upset with you.
Yeah, I know.
You need to apologize for what you did.
I remember that year. Yeah, I remember that.
almost won.
Hey man, they came out playing. They came out playing against us. Like, we was
rivalry game, though.
Yeah, it was. It was a good game though.
We go back to the Sun Belt, and so there's some feelings there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the coaches tell us about that game like they was one year y'all beat the brakes off of us, and they were like, coaches like, oh, we gotta get them back, we gotta get them back. And we came in, we beat you guys because we went. Last time we went there, that's what happened. Y'all beat us. And we gotta get them back.
2012, I was there. I remember.
Yeah. That was ugly, man. That was ugly.
Okay, so we're here with Richie James from Middle Tennessee State, a receiver that's going to have a promising NFL career and is starting, here at APEC as far as getting ready for the NFL Combine, which you got your invite to, which is awesome. So, what are your thoughts on just the adversity you had to face this last season after, coming off so hot the first 2 years and then going through injuries that really stole what could have been a really great year this year?
Yeah, man. Going into that year, I had a lot of goals, team goals, individual goals, and to not accomplish those goals, it kind of hurt. It put you in the mindset of like, man, I gotta figure out something. I gotta figure out what's the next step for me. And when I got injured against Marshall, and that was like my last play of the season, and it was collarbone. It was in my mind, it was just, I was hurting, man. I was disappointed, and I couldn't reach my goals and team goals. So. But we did eventually reach the team goals, as in, we won the Camellia Bowl, Camellia Bowl champ. So that was the ultimate team goal.
So talk us through the decision to forego the senior year, after coming off the injury, not to come back and just to go ahead and advance into the NFL. What went into that decision, and who helped you out to make the actual move?
I mean, we talked about it. We talked about it. Me and my coach, a couple of close friends, who talked about being able to, what is my next step? Like, what is my next step? And we knew if I had a good year, that I was gonna go out. I was gonna leave, and then that was the end of it. Because I played so much. I was getting 100 catches a year. It's just adding up. So much stuff. And my body's getting beat up. I'm getting old. So it was those thoughts, and understanding that we wanted to be in the game for so long, and the average is probably like 3 to 4 years. So the chances of staying back and getting hurt was high again, or leaving is still getting hurt high again. So regardless, both of them are risk, and and that thought process, me and a couple coaches, we just kept just thinking about what should I do, and that was the decision I made. That's the decision I came up with, and ever since then let's go, let's ride.
And especially since you're in like the greatest time ever for your body size. If we go back 20 years ago. They were all looking for big body.
No way.
Right? Big body forever. And now, you're the perfect fit.
Yeah.
And now you're the perfect fit, right? You're a slot receiver. Everybody loves that. You can play outside too as well, but you can dominate in the slot. So, what are your thoughts on your ability to win at the NFL level versus NFL corners in the slot versus what you had to deal with at Middle Tennessee?
You're gonna get longer corners. You're gonna get more physical, and you're gonna get more the speed corners. So you gotta be able to move. You gotta use your quickness. You gotta use your technique. To get past those guys. And and then also you got a little more room in the NFL too, because your hashes are closer. So you gotta put all that to consideration when you're facing different corners, and the game's changed. Like you say, I'm a smaller receiver, so. I gotta be able to finesse. And get out of my brace and be able to be physical with the taller guys and bigger guys. And
Somebody give me my comp. It was difficult to come up with. Let's see where you're at on this, and then you can tell me where you kind of see yourself going in the pros. My comp was, you're this weird mold of Jamison Crowder meets Tavon Austin. So because you can do more than just catch, right? They involved you in the run game as well. So something like along that line, or even something that I thought that I really liked was Harvin, Percy. Mm-hmm. He's bigger, obviously, a little thicker than you, but just the multi-dimensional type player like that. Where do you think that fits, and where do you see yourself going?
I actually, that's probably the perfect fit, especially the Jamison Crowder part of it. Because I watched the tape, and we look very similar,
Yes.
And then when I watch Anthony Miller, it looks very similar. I always look very similar. And then you add a little Tavon, and I feel like I got a little mix of Tavon because I can be in the backfield too. Mm-hmm. And I heard the Percy one too, because he's a little bigger,
sure.
But.
Yeah, just because you're versatile.
Yeah, versatile. I can be everywhere. You can put me anywhere. You let me be a quarterback if you want to.
You might be quicker than Percy, but he's got a lot bigger bottom frame.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the Jamison one, you're probably a little bit quicker than that. Crowder's a really good player.
Yeah, he is. I love him.
Player.
I love watching him play.
I thank you for your time, man. Appreciate it. I think you're going to do great. You. And good luck.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Terrell Williams.
I'm out. Nice to meet you.
Terrell Williams. Nice to meet you guys.
You too.
How you guys doing today?
Good, man. I'm doing great. You're someone that I definitely wanted to talk to because you're an interesting prospect to me. We're talking about that. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we're here with Terrell Williams from Houston. He's a safety coming out and getting ready for his process here. And for those that haven't watched him, and I had to go back and watch some of his film, you're a rare breed, man. You are 6'4", playing safety. And where did the coaching staff come up with? Because, I mean, you play the safety position really well, but generally you're not going to see that as a move for someone at that height to play safety. Where did that come from coming out of high school to going to Houston, where they determined that you're going to play that instead of maybe receiver?
Yeah, and I actually played corner in high school, and I started getting like around my junior year. I just shot up. I got really tall, so I moved to safety, and then I started showing range and everything, and it ended up working out. And I really took to the safety position because you get to do so many things, and it's just, to me, the safety position is the funnest position on the field. You get to do a little bit of everything, whether it be covering, in the box, tackling, you're lining people up. So I think just being like a field general is where it came from.
Yeah, your length just stands out so much on film just because of your length, your height, all the range that you can cover.
You're the tallest guy out there.
Yeah, I mean,
I get that a lot.
It's really, as soon as you turn on the film, it really is something that just grabs your attention immediately. And I'm trying to come up with this comp for you, and it's really difficult to get a 6'4" safety. And really the only thing I wrote down was, and I'll just see where you're at on this, is it's like if Martavis Bryant played safety instead of receiver is what it looks like. You're super athletic, and you really have that same type of body build that he has. Who's someone that you try to model your game after?
There's multiple, just Malcolm Jenkins, who just won the Super Bowl. He does everything. He lines up deep. He's short. He's on running backs. He's on tight ends. You see him out wide. He's definitely a safety that you want in the league because he's versatile. I mean, with this game nowadays, that's how it is. You see a lot of people sub-packaging and everything, and the more versatile you are, the more you can be on the field, whether that be in special teams, running down on kickoff, or even on defense. So
now, one thing I want to talk to you about is a little bit different than just normal football was targeting. Okay, so because here's the thing I thought on targeting, because I went and watched this play they got targeting on, and I know we're all about player safety, and that's great, but I watched this play, and you come in, you turn your head well before you even hit, and actually the receiver is the one that ducks into you.
Are you talking about the game last year for Tulsa?
Yeah, the Tulsa game.
Yeah, that's targeting. I
mean, it's one of those things. It's like, how far have we gone where we're going to put so much emphasis on the defender being the one that's responsible for the collision and not the offensive player as well? Because to me, I watch the play, I don't see targeting. I see a receiver that ducked his head into you. It was all accidental. I don't see any type of issue. Where are you at on that?
Definitely not trying to hurt somebody or go helmet to helmet with anybody, because you see a lot of the receivers, they are at risk, whether it be going over the middle or anything. It does make it harder for defenders to make tackles on bang plays and everything, but I definitely see why they're installing this in football, because you see a lot of injuries come from it with wide receivers that are just vulnerable going over the middle. So I definitely understand it. Makes it a little bit harder for defenders, but hey, you like a challenge, so it's all right.
So one more, I'm talking about competition. Give me the best player you went against on offense.
Best player I went against on offense. I liked receiver from Memphis. What is his name? Miller?
Oh, yeah.
Miller. Nice guy. Great routes. Just a receiver who just has it. Makes it happen. So that was the funnest person I played against, and it was good competition.
All right, Mr. Roll, thank you for your time.
Well, I had one
more
question.
Go ahead.
So I was watching your Fresno State game and the bowl game. Fantastic game. Coming off of that, though, and transitioning over, how do you forget about all that and all the accolades that you've got, and moving in and trying to get real life job in the NFL?
You just constantly. I constantly want to get better, no matter what it is, just in life, whether it be in just my career field and just what I'm getting my degree in, or whether it be football or just daily life. So that's in the past, and when you move on to the NFL, it's a whole new thing. So you're gonna have to go there and set your grounds there. What happened in college really doesn't matter too much anymore, and it's a whole new world. So I'm just trying to set standards and do good in NFL like how I did in college. So,
awesome. Good. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. You guys have a good day.
You too.
How you doing? Yusuf.
Yusuf Sterling Love.
How you doing, Yusuf?
How you doing? Yusuf Sterling Love.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet y'all too.
I'm just gonna put you on this Twitter real quick.
Okay, all right.
So you went to A&M Commerce.
Yes, sir.
How's life out there in Commerce?
Life out there in Commerce, pretty good. Can't complain, you know. It's just everyday grind, everyday struggle, you know.
Yeah. Well, as a is it D2 or FCS?
D2.
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 So you know, talk to me going through, like, as somebody going through D2, you have a little bit more to prove.
Of course.
It feels like, just
Of
because,
course.
you know, why isn't he in D1 or FBS or them majors or Power 5 or whatever. What do you need to do as an athlete to prove people differently?
To be honest, from all the scouts I've been talking to, they know I could play with anybody in the country. They know I could play with the big guys. All they need to see is my speed. You know, see how much faster I got and much stronger I got, and that's all they need to see. If I pass them to, it's a go.
You know, so before the season started, you got nominated for the Cliff Harris Award.
Yeah, I
That's
did.
pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
so
I did.
A lot of people that don't know that. Let's just take, for example, the Chuck Bednarik Award, which is the FBS. You have 120-ish schools that get, you know, nominated to that. The Cliff Harris Award is 500 teams that have players that would have to be challenged for that. So that's a pretty good accomplishment to start your season off, right?
Yes, sir. I became the finalist for that.
Yep.
It was just an honor, you know, being nominated for the Best Defensive Player Award. You know, it was just an honor to go through with my team because I had one more other teammate was nominated for that and was a finalist for that too. So it was just a good experience going through the season, you know, with that being on your name and stuff.
So on your film, it looked like you could play man zone. It didn't really have much of a problem with either one of them. You undercut well on man, like I see that a lot, which is rare in college. It always seems like most college corners are timid because they don't want to get beat bad, so they're a little leery of being undercut.
Of
so
course.
They're going to get over the top, right?
Yes,
They don't want to
of
get over the top because that's the highlight reel. But you seem to be fine with that. What brings your ability to do that?
Just confidence. Just knowing that I am the best player on the field. I don't care who's on the field with me. These guys could be on the field with me. I'm the best player on the field, you know. Like I said, just having confidence in yourself. You know, you've been playing this game for mostly all your life, so it's like, don't have no fear out there.
So speaking of no fear, the other thing that I wrote down on it is you have no fear of tackling.
Of course not.
Which is a great thing. Because once again, college corners, it's a rare breed that want to mix it up. You saw the same thing, Aldo, where
So
you mix it up constantly.
So I saw that you got a lot of passes defended, a lot of interceptions, a lot of forced fumbles.
Yes, I did.
Now, is that a combination or a singular thing of aggressiveness, technique, or confidence?
It's everything. It's like, as a DB, you supposed to have an overall game to yourself. You're supposed to do zone coverage, man coverage, tackle. You know, you don't supposed to be afraid of tackling. You know, I'm from Oakland, California, so I don't care. No, you feel me? I'm not scared of nobody, to be honest. And plus, not to go off track, but the Pop Warner team I was on, like, you know, we had to score touchdowns, but you know, to get them big hits, that's to get the crowd woken up. So it all started when I was a little kid to be tackling and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Well, Yusuf, thank you for your time. Good luck
Thank
in the
y'all.
process, man.
I appreciate y'all.
Yep.
For
Take
sure.
care.
Take care.
For sure.
Jalen Tolliver.
Hey, Jay, I'm
How
out.
you doing? Nice to meet you. You too.
Let's get situated a little
From
bit.
UAM. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I know you. Yes, I know you. Yep.
Go ahead.
All right, we're here with Jalen Tolliver from UAM. We're going to talk to him about the process he's going through with APEC. For those that don't know, if you go look at stat lines, you're going to be mightily impressed with stat lines from Jalen. It's over 1,000 yards in back-to-back seasons. He led all D2 players in receiving touchdowns last year. I think he got prototypical size. So what do you need from coming from a smaller school to get the attention of someone in the NFL?
Everything, honestly, just having to work hard, just separating myself, doing the small things is going to separate me and just stand out so far as just blocking things like that, the small things.
So whenever you come from a smaller school, you know, the scouts are always going to want to see dominating film, and I think they're going to see that. I don't think there's a question about that. You catch the ball extremely well in traffic is what I put on there. And that's not necessarily because you're not getting separation. That's just because there's traffic. You know, there's a safety safety over the top of you, and you're still making the catches. So, what is it? Some of the things that we're working on here athletically to improve on before we get to an actual combine visit where people are going to come watch you?
I would definitely say my route running, just getting in and out of my breaks faster, just things like that, and just being able to finish my routes, because I got a great receiver coach with D-Rob, and he's just been teaching me that the space when you're open in college is very different from the space when you're open in the league. So we're just working on my route running, getting quick out of my breaks and stuff.
Another reason to be able to catch in traffic.
Yes, sir.
So, very, very true. So now that you're here with some, top-level receiving talent, they're here. There's several that'll be drafted probably fairly high. So how has that been to compete against them, and how do you think you've done in that process?
It feels really good just to come in and just be able to work out with just top-notch athletes because. But it feels really good just to come in and be with top-notch athletes, and just they're great guys and stuff, and with us playing the same position, they help me out with things. I help them out with things that they needed, but we're just pushing each other each and every day to just be better.
Well, Jalen, thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
Good
Thank you.
man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, excuse me, is this going to be on Twitter or something?
It's up on YouTube Live. If you follow the RB Scout.
Yeah.
RB Scout?
Yeah, the RB Scout.
Okay, for sure. Thank you.
I'll get the Twitter handle from you guys, and I'll tweet it out to you.
For sure, thank you.
Yep. I'll get it. I'll tweet you.
Okay. We got it.
Are you ready? It's Trey Dempsey from North Dakota.
Oh,
Trey Dempsey. Aldo.
Hey, Trey, Matt.
Doing good.
What's up, man? Nice to meet you, Adam. Adam and what?
Aldo.
Aldo.
Aldo. Adam and Aldo.
Oh, yes. Trey from North Dakota State. Yes. I remember watching this. Okay, so we're here with Trey Dempsey from North Dakota State. He's a cornerback that's getting ready for his NFL process as well here at APEC. So, I mean, for those that don't follow past FBS, you're kind of missing out because he's been part of something extremely special. What's going on at North Dakota State that we can have all these championships, that we can have, you personally have 3 national championships?
4.
4?
Excuse us.
Now it's even worse. So now it's 4 national championships. What goes into the process that North Dakota has done for recruiting to bring you guys along to do this?
Well, they recruit out of the area sometime, and my year was a year they really started recruiting Florida heavily.
Okay.
Because they said they were looking for speed and those type of aspects for the team. So we recruit everywhere, and we bring everybody together, and we buy into one program and one scheme and come together for a greater goal.
So you had 16 career interceptions, which is fantastic. And now that you're here competing against some guys at FBS, which we've mentioned, just because you come out of high school and go to FBS doesn't mean that you're athletically any better than going to FCS. It's just that some scout at some college found you. Is all it really comes down to.
Y'all beat Iowa, so we got to remind everybody.
And Iowa State.
North Dakota State is the top of the line right here. So this is I wouldn't even hold that against anything as far as that type of skill. But what has it been like competing against the guys here that had more notoriety come out and try to compete yourself and see where you're at athletically versus them?
Well, the speed is a little bit faster, but I don't think it's still football at the end of the day. Yep. And we played against the FBS talent, and every time we played against them, we came out victorious. And it's because we just focus on football. We're not focused on, well, they get this and we don't, or those type of things. It's really just football at the end of the day, and if you got it, you got it. If you don't, hey.
So do you think your confidence levels increased as far as the future NFL prospects whenever you have 2 of your, I don't know if they're teammates, well, they probably were, C.J. Smith and Marcus Williams, that are in the NFL, that played your position, right, that have shown that they can play in the league.
Yeah.
Does that give you confidence going into the NFL?
Yeah, it definitely gives me confidence, man. I talk to those guys all the time that were a part of our program, and they always give me tips and pointers, and that's where I get that from. It's still just football at the end of the day. Some things speed up, some schemes are more complex, but that's one thing they always tell me, that it's still just football, and if you're a ball player, you can make yourself fit in the league.
So what's the one thing that we're working on to get better on? If it's one drill here at APEC, the one drill we're trying to get better at?
Well, I haven't really picked one drill to focus on to get better on. I've been buying into everything. The trainers here, they really know what they're talking about. Bobby, everybody that's working for him, they all got experience in all type of different fields, not just one area. So I'm trying to focus on everything that they teaching because I feel like it's going to give me the best opportunity to kill my pro day, which is what I'm really trying to do.
Good. All right, I appreciate it, Trey. Thank you for your time.
No problem, man. Thank you, man.
Oh, sure. How you doing? I'm Adam. Speak.
Pretty good.
Nice to meet you.
We got some linebacker questions for you.
I'm not gonna lie. That was my forte, and you're my favorite person here. I'm not gonna lie. This is one person I've been waiting for, man. I love your.
Lean more into the mic.
I love it. So we're here with Trayvon Howard from TCU. I'm gonna label him hybrid. Okay, let's just go with that. He played linebacker at TCU. As far as the NFL, I think it's going to be some type of mix between safety, linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, he can. Football player is what we're going to list him at, right? Football player, and that's what they're going to play you at. We talked earlier with Nick about Gary Patterson's, just the way he has defensive players that seem to always be hyper aggressive players, which is a great thing to be. Talk us through the process of what Patterson's mean to you, and how he's helped you get to this where you're at today.
I mean, he's helped me a lot. I started out as strong safety, and then it was a quick transition after a couple of linebackers went down in my sophomore year. I mean, he coached me through that and then helped me out a lot. Then my junior year we really didn't have a linebacker coach, so he spent a lot of time in the linebacker room and just developing me as a player and a man.
So one thing I read about is that when you came in, they put you at linebacker and you kind of thought, what in the world? Because you were sub 200 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I love those type of players that come in that are willing to just, I'm going to go do what the coach says to do. I'm too small to play this. I'm just going to go do it. So for those that don't know, tackling machine is what anybody's going to label. If any scout says anything different on a scout, they've lost their mind. That's easily what it is. It's tackling machine.
So for the folks listening at home, he's top 5 in the Big 12 this season in total tackles.
Well, to go even further, he's Gary Patterson's leading all-time tackler.
Yeah.
And to be Gary Patterson, the king of defense's all-time leading tackler, tells you all you need to know. So, did you realize that was going on during the season? Is that something you even thought about, just tackle numbers?
I mean, I thought about it a little bit before the season, but during the season you get caught up in the midst of just trying to win, and my mind was national championship. That's what my team, we bought into that, so we really wanted to be in a Big 12 championship and a national championship. So that's where my mind was at. So on social media, I seen it like when I hit 300 tackles. I seen that right after the game of Oklahoma. So, but we had lost that game, so I really wasn't too worried about it that game. So right now everything is just now hitting me. As I'm going down in the history books, I guess.
So the other thing that I would label on it is magnet player. You have this innate ability where no matter where the ball's at on film, the ball's traveling one direction, and then here you come, and it's like you're sucked into the ball. No matter what it is, that's a great thing to be as a tackler or defender, is the magnet type player. Now, going forward, because of your body size, being kind of that hybrid size, what do you get from people like Deion Buchanan and Deion Jones that are similar type players that made that transition to more hybrid type player and have had a lot of success? Mm-hmm. Is that something you think you can follow in?
I mean, it's something that I know that I can do. So right now I'm just working on backpedaling, showing the scouts that I can backpedal.
Okay. That was my next question.
Yeah,
coverage.
Yeah, because I was in the box a lot, and I really played out of position because of the injuries that we had in 2015. So now I'm just trying to prove that I can backpedal and be a legit safety.
And then one thing we focus on mostly as a group is we really do analytical work for mostly running backs, so that we're looking at running backs as far as like helping scout them. What's the best running back that you faced in college, entire career? 'Cause you faced good ones. P-Ron and Mixon, there was a lot of good ones.
I don't know. I can't really say who's the best I played. I played a lot of great backs. Go from, like you said, P-Ron and Mixon was a great combo. You go Royce Freeman from Oregon. You go Justice Hill, Foreman. I mean, there's a lot. Bryce Love.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of great backs that I played. 2 Duke Walker award winners. So I can't really put them in order right now.
Well, we appreciate your time. Good luck with your process, Trayvon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, man. I love your film. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
I mean, it is everything. Like, as a former linebacker, it's everything you want to see. It's just balls to the wall. There's no stop.
Just throwing your body
I
around.
love
Just
it,
go.
man. There's no, because you see that sometimes nowadays in some linebackers that are there's a hesitation.
Yeah.
You know, to not want to mix it up. They want to be finesse backers.
Yeah.
And even at your size, I love it. Just to go get it, man.
Yeah,
It
man.
excites me to watch
Appreciate
this
it.
on film.
Appreciate
Good luck
it.
to you, man.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sounds like we've got another lull with this group. Next group up is probably going to be, not entirely sure what the next group is, but this group is done. We'll take a pause with the live stream and we'll come back.